What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at some Super 7 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ultimate's bad guy characters. So not too long ago we did a wave of good guys with Splinter, April, and Casey. Now we got some bad guys to counteract them. So first we got Baxter Stockman in his fly form, so it looks pretty cool. Again, these are all based off the old Playmates toys, so just making them into the modern action figure design. So he looks cool with his fly arms and everything, and the little Mauser he comes with, so that looks pretty cool. Then we get the mutated turtle of Slash, so their bad turtle here looks pretty good. So it just looks like a giant form of the turtle. Of course, comes with all nice spiky weapons there. Forgot, of course, on each of those we do have the story on the back. So there's our evil turtle from Dimension X. So there's a little bit of story for Slash if you want it. And then finally, we also have our mutated crocodile of Leatherhead. So he looks pretty cool, like that he comes with like a shotgun, a fishing pole, maybe a little turtle design of some sort up here. So looks pretty cool overall with his design. Hopefully he'll stand up. His legs are pretty wide apart there. Hopefully we'll be able to get him to stand up. So I'm excited to check out these three bad guys. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So we're going to start off with Baxter Stockman, who is a scientist that created the Mausers and began working for Shredder to use his Mausers to get rid of Splinter and the Turtles. But he was eventually thrown through a portal to Dimension X, but he had a fly on his clothing, so it caused him to mutate into a giant humanoid fly. So really cool to get Baxter, of course, always, at least to me, one of the important villains of the Turtle line. So nice to get him in here with our Super 7s as well. Looks pretty good, of course, as usual with all these. They'll be based off the old Playmates toys, and I will show you that comparison with the new re-release versions of the Playmates because we do have all those, but it looks pretty good overall. So we have his fly form, of course, mixing in Baxter as well, so we get like the red hair of Baxter there, so nice orangish red hair with a little spiky hair all over the place. And then he's got like this lab coat on. Love how it's got this nice big syringe there in his pocket. We get his normal human hand still, so he has a wedding ring, so he is married there, and a watch on the one hand. Then he's got some green pants, so kind of all ripped up though, turning into the fly. And then everything else is the fly, so we get, of course, those purple legs. Love the nice like two toes there. And the front, we get like the center section here where he's turning all purple. Oh, he has his bow tie as well. I forgot about that. Then we get his fly head, so we get the big fly eyes, little antenna there, big mouth with the teeth, which is kind of funny, and kind of like a double chin there. And then we get the extra arms coming around to the side, so he does have 6 arms like flies have. So 1, 2, and 3 with his normal arms, and then the set of wings as well. They're sticking off the back. So really nice design overall. Now I do have issues getting him to stand because he doesn't have any like pivot articulation in the ankles, like to twist side to side, so getting him to stand is quite difficult. But overall, if you get him in certain positions, he'll stand just fine like that. Now, moon-wise, we get his head that'll twist around, so should be able to twist all the way around there. A little bit difficult, but yeah, I can twist. Look down that far and up far, so just a little bit of rocking back and forth, so pretty much nothing at all. Then we go to his arms. Let's see if I can get those out of the way and get these arms up. If you kind of force it there, a little stuck on mine, but can get up pretty close to 90 and rotate around within there. Then we get the single elbow joints that bend to 90, as you see there, so bend all the way up to 90 with the rotation. Get the wrist that'll twist around, and this has the hinge back and forth. Then I don't know if he has any ab crunch or anything. He should have at least a twist at the waist, I would assume. Yeah, he's twisting around in there somewhere. It feels like maybe it's up towards the abs a little more, so twisting around. But yeah, it doesn't feel like any crunching at all. But then we get the hips that come up pretty much to 90. Of course, he's got the mint knee there, so kind of straighten it, yeah, to 90, out to the side that far. A little bit of a thigh twist up in there as well at that hip joint. Then we go down to the single knee joint that bends back to 90 with the rotation in it. And of course, with it being a fly, you kind of always want to have his legs sort of angled there. And then down to the ankle, rock back and forth. And like I said, it does twist side to side. It just doesn't have the like hinge side to side or whatever to allow the feet to adjust to stand up. So like I said, it does cause some issues getting him to stand with that. And then we also get the additional arms on his back. So we get the arms sticking out the back there that will hinge back and forth so you can get those adjusted and twisted. Again, the single elbow joint there so it can bend to 90 with rotation, and same at the wrist, so it'll twist all the way around and hinge back and forth as well. So nice to have that. Again, that extra set of hands there and coming around the side does make him look a lot more menacing. And finally, we have the wings as well sticking out the back that will hinge back and forth and twist around, so you can kind of get them moved and adjusted wherever you want them there to have Baxter's fly wings sticking out of them. But overall, a pretty nice design. You know, is pretty faithful to the original toy. Obviously has much more articulation, which is nice, but overall, as usual with the Super 7's, articulation is not the best, but for what he's got, it works out pretty well. Now, accessory-wise, we do get some additional hands, so we do get a set of fist hands, so we get a set of fist if you want those. We get another set of grip hands, so it's grip hands with like a trigger finger, but we get a set of grip hands, which is your standard C grips there, or I guess it's full like O grips there, because it's complete all the way around. And then finally a set of like claw-like hands there, so we get those, so different options for that. And then he comes with some weapons as well, so especially for like that trigger finger hand, we can give him this gun, which I saw is just labeled as a ray gun. Of course, I don't think the old toy, at least our Playmates, didn't come with it, but I do think like the NECA ones have come with it, so it usually has the dial where they can like, it has different animals on it, you can like twist around and shoot at people and maybe turn them into different animals and stuff. So we get that gun, so let's maybe put this into his left hand. So with those trigger finger hands, can easily get that gun into his hand there. And then he also comes with the other weapon, which the old toy did have as well, which is the fly swatter. So it's the anti-turtle fly swatter. So we get the little baby turtle on there, just like the old one had. So obviously with this, we can take it out and just give him the fly swatter and have that. But it also has this, what's called a handle. I think it was called like a technical handle or something. And it's supposed to like wrap around his arm, but this is like really stiff plastic, and so it won't go around his arm. I think you can maybe still get this into his hand, and then like I said, this is supposed to wrap around his arm, but I don't think it'll work with this, but we can just have it sit to the side. Now I'm not sure if his hand with the trigger finger will be able to hold this. I'll try and get it in there, but if not, I may have to switch to the other like circle round hand there and put it in. So yeah, that's about the best I can get in his hand. Like I said, because of the way the stiffness is, it won't wrap around his hand or anything. So it just kind of sits off to the side. So probably just need to take this off and just not use it at all for this, or like try and heat it up to get it wrapped around. But then you call the fly swatter as well with the turtle on the end of it there, because I always love that, having the baby turtle on it. So that's really cool with both his weapons there. We also get a Mauser with this, since he did invent the Mauser. It's nice that that was included as well. So we get the Mauser with the foot logo on it there in red. Of course, the little eyepiece, the mouth that does open up. It's hard to really get it open, but there's the mouth. So you get the nice big teeth and all that. The head does twist around, so you can twist it side to side. And then we get the legs as well, so the two legs with the two sharp toes in the front, and it'll just have the hip move back and forth, so you can get it adjusted there. But none of the other pieces have movement, so there's no other joints in it. So you just have to make sure you get the feet pretty flat to be able to get to the stand. And we can set that to the side of Baxter there with his Mausers. And of course, that finally leads us to our weapons rack. So we get the weapons rack once again with all the same weapons on the sprue. So in gray this time, and love how it has some like technical stuff running around, like tubing and wires and stuff. And of course, it's got the pieces to stand it, but this one won't stand at all, so it just keeps falling down. And you can take all the stuff off and attach it onto the pegs. I don't think anything has holes in it though, so yeah, nothing would really fit on the weapons rack, but we just get that design as well. Once again, that's always included with these sort of things. Now, as I said though, we do have the old Baxter toy, so we can bring that in just to see what it looks like. So here's the old Playmates design, and overall you can see pretty much the same details and everything carried over between this old one into the new one. Just obviously the new one has much more articulation, so it'll be pretty similar between all these figures today, of the new one just looking very similar, just having much more articulation. And then just if you want to know the size, we'll also bring in Donatello every time, so you can see the height difference. So you can see how big Baxter is compared to our turtles there. So pretty big size difference. Of course, the turtle should always be smaller and stuff, but yeah, pretty big size difference there, especially for Baxter, which is usually pictured as a smaller character. So surprised he is that big. But overall, pretty nice design for this Baxter. I really like it. You know, obviously things could be better with the movements just in general for Super 7, which hopefully with the release of the 2003 Turtles, they're supposed to have better articulation, so hopefully that'll work out more. But just with the Baxter here, I think he works out and looks pretty good. And next up we have Slash, which was the former pet turtle of Bebop that Rocksteady mutated to do their chores for him. But this rampaging turtle was released into the city to cause mayhem and to tarnish the turtle's reputation. So Slash looks really cool. Always love getting Slash and different ones. You know, we've had multiple NECA ones, and especially the more recent NECA one I really loved, and this is very similar to that overall. Of course, it's just a bigger, fatter turtle, and just with the way it's designed, like lay down stuff, reminds me a lot of the reptile guy from the Thundercats line. I can't remember his name currently, but yeah, it just reminds me a lot of that, which looks pretty cool. So again, it's a turtle design, so with the turtle head, arms, shell on the back, you know, all the stuff like the Ninja Turtles have. Oh, and the little tail there on the back with the spikes on it, which is cool, and love all the spikes on the back of his shell. But he's just more like evil and angrier. So he has the eye that's usually like a robotic eye, pictured a lot and stuff, but we get the big yellow eye there. His teeth with all the crazy teeth, so he has sharp teeth, more like humanoid flat teeth there. He has a black bandana this time, and he's bigger, like fatter body wise and stuff. Then we get his shell in front with all the scrapes and stuff. We get his bell around the waist with like the Z design almost, and some black hanging down there with skulls off to the side. He does have some armor, and love the pink design they chose for this. So we get like the wooden planks there tied around his arms, some wrappings there around his hands with the blades coming out of the front, so very similar to Shredder there. And then more of the turtle design, so I love how he's got this spiky turtle skin there that runs all through his body and down the legs. Knee pads with the purple spikes, or pink spikes I guess, on the front of it, all the way down to his two toes with the big yellow claws hanging out the front there. And just overall nice design. Looks like we have some paint issues going on there, but the 3 fingers painted yellow as well. And like I said, just love the turtle shell design on the back. Of course, we do have slots back here to stick some weapons and all that going on, but just like the dark green collar with the yellow spikes all over it, and like especially on his tail there, that's pretty different. I don't think I've noticed that before if it's been on past figures, but overall just a really nice design. I really like the look of Slash here, so another good Slash. Now, Moonwise, we do get the head that'll twist around, so just kind of twist all the way around there and then look up and down there. So just very little movements, better than like Baxter had, but still not a whole lot of movements, unfortunately. The shoulders will come up towards 90 there, so up to that far, and then rotate around within there. We get a bicep twist and the single elbow joint to 90 with rotation. The wrist will twist all the way around and flex up and down with this hand. Then we go to like the ab crunch, waist, whatever it be, where he should be able to twist around some, maybe with the turtle shell design. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like he's doing anything in there, so must not have much. Hips will come up that far, so not all the way up to 90, but not bad. And out to the side, of course, the thigh twist up in there. The single knee joint back that far with rotation, and then down to the foot that'll rock back and forth, and hinges side to side. So there he's actually got the hinge where Baxter didn't, so that'll help keep him standing and all that. So works out pretty good. Of course, still not the best movements and all that, but not bad for what he's got. Now, accessory-wise, we do get an additional head, so this one just has more of his mouth closed and stuff, so definitely like the one with the big teeth there. Always kind of classic for Slash, but we get that head option as well. Then we get additional hands, so we get the set of fist hands, we get a set of grip hands, so similar to what he's got, maybe just, yeah, has the hinge back and forth this time instead of up and down, but for his weapons, the up and down will be best, so I'll probably just leave them, but another set of grips. And then finally, the open, like, claw hands, so if you have wider weapons, or just when his hands more open, or like pointing or whatever, we get those. Then we get all his different weapons. So first we get a sai. So it's supposed to be a sai, but it also has like the crisp blade, so like the wavy blade. And love how it's like sort of been up, and love like this like cross point at the end of it. So not sure what that's all about. But we get the sai, and very similar, pretty much a bigger version is the sword. So it still has the cross at the top, the crisp blade, just doesn't have the 2 little pieces out to the side like sais have. So we get that. We also get his big butterfly sword. So the nice big blade here that has like the knuckle duster with the spikes on it, and then the like serrations there on the blade and all that, so that looks really cool. Then he also comes with a mace, and I love the pink that we get on this for the wood design. Big ball mace there at the top, love all the spikes down the handle and the wrappings on it in black, so that's nice, as well as a pair of nunchucks, but of course it's with this design that you can't really get it bent or anything, so it'd just be in like stick form like that. But love the center chain piece in the silver with all the spikes all over it, so that's pretty cool. Then we get some final additional accessories. So first we get a grenade, so nice little grenade, love how it's all spiky as well, so just a fun grenade accessory there. And then we also get some shurikens, so we get 2 of this form, so with like the curved blades, and then one that's just like a normal ninja star, so an actual star design there for that. So that is all the weapons we get with him. Now I want to try and give him some weapons, so I'll have to choose, and I'll probably put 2 different weapons in his hands, and then I do see around his belt he has different places, so we can put all like those shurikens and stuff around there and just find different things to stick into the slots there. So let me just give him some weapons. So there I was able to get most of the weapons, so I gave him the 2 different like smaller blades. I got the shurikens around on his belt sticking out there, and then just these 2 weapons, so the sword and the nunchuck sticking there in his back. So the only thing I don't have on him currently is the little grenade, which I thought would be cool if it's stored on somewhere, and the mace, because it wouldn't fit in any of the slots as well. So very nice for he can hold a lot of those weapons. Of course we get his weapons rack as well, but it doesn't really work as a weapons rack because there's no like the little triangle pieces, but with all the weapons there, as you can see, just all in the pink color. And then of course we do have the Playmates version, so here's the old Playmates toys. So color is a little bit different, which is could be a different Slash, because I think we've had multiple of them at this point, but it could be just a different version, but you know, has a lot of the same weapons, so have them with the same weapons, just they're in reversed hands. But yeah, pretty similar design overall for that. And then of course we got Donatello to see the height difference, so of course Slash is going to be bigger than Donatello, but not that much bigger since they are both turtles and all that. So very nice for Slash. Really like the Slash design overall. It was hard to get those weapons into his hands just because his hands are so tight and everything, so that kind of stunk, but overall, you know, it does work out, and I like that he can hold many of his accessories on his belt, so really cool overall for this version of Slash. And finally, we have Leatherhead, which was an alligator from the swamps of the Florida Everglades. He came into contact with some mutagens shortly after contact with a Cajun trapper that turned him into a humanoid that hunts down the turtles. So he looks pretty cool here. Really like this design overall. You know, it's probably one I was least excited about because, you know, for me, it's a weird design for Leatherhead. But overall, I think it looks pretty good and love this. The accessories and everything is going to come with. So we do get the all alligator body. So from his snout all the way to the tail, we have the green alligator scaly body there. Love how he has the small little red eyes with yellow paint on, but still has like the eyebrow designs and stuff. That's pretty fun. Get the nostrils, the teeth there. Love how he's got the big like buck teeth instead of just all sharp teeth like alligators would have, like most of the rest, like these back ones. So I love how I gave him the human teeth thrown in there as well. And then again, the all alligator like body. So with the scaling and green everywhere. I love the little details like the little knife tied off to his arm there. Of course, he has this like yellow furry vest on. Don't know why he needs that. But then he's got some pants on as well. So probably from his humanoid form. Got some blue jeans on. Nice belt with a big belt buckle there. Get a belt with all sorts of stuff wrapped around him. Get a little spots that we'll be able to store a bunch of stuff on. Some shotgun shells there as well. And where's the pants legs come down to the boots. So he has the brown boots on his feet there. It's just like normal boots. And the tail sticking out of the bottom of his pants there as well. So we get that a big alligator tail sticking out as well. So just pretty cool design over. Oh, and the hat. We forgot about the hat. So he has the hat there as well. Of course, it's the feather sticking out. A little hook there in the front. So just pretty fun design overall for Leatherhead. Like the face is probably the worst part about it, but love like the rest of the body design for him. But moon-wise, we do get the head that'll twist around. Yeah, should be able to twist there. Should be able to, yeah, go all the way around. I think it was stuck for a second. Twist all the way around there. Look down that far and up that far. So it can look pretty up, which, of course, the old toy was like always down at an angle like this. So it kind of makes sense. The head can go up that far. So one of the best movements so far we've had with the figures. And, of course, the mouth will open as well as I kind of showed. So if you especially get the head up there higher, it'll allow the mouth to open. Love how he even has the uvula back in there and stuff with his tongue. So that's pretty nice. All the little details. Then we get the arms that'll come up tonight, actually pretty high there. He's got pretty good movements and rotate around within there. The single elbow joint that bends to 90 with rotation. The wrist will twist around and flex back and forth. Then we get at the waist, he'll just twist all the way around. No real rocking or anything. The hips will come up probably to 90 there. It's hard to really tell with the angle, but yeah, it can come up pretty good there. And out to the side, of course, has like a bit of a thigh twist up in there. The single knee joint that will bend back just there, not even fully to 90, but a little bit, and has some rotation in that. Down to the foot, that'll rock back and forth and twist side to side. So nice to get that. And I don't know if his tail moves. I would think it would. Oh yeah, it can move back and forth a little and twist side to side. I think it was just stuck there. Yeah. So it has some movements in there, just not a whole lot of range, unfortunately. But overall, I'm surprised how well he does work out. Probably one of the best movements we've had on the figure so far today. And overall, a really nice design. Just love the way he sits there and everything. But for accessories, we get additional hands. So we get a set of fist hands as usual, as well as a set of hands with trigger fingers. So we can give him his gun there later on. So we'll have to do that. But then we do get some accessories that can go on him. Again, carrying over from the old classic toy that we can put on this one. So first we get like a lobster or like a crawdad, whatever. With it being the South, could be a crawdad, but a nice lobster design. Now he has spots on his belt so we can hang these. So this one has a little peg piece here that we can stick into this slot. So it'll just plug right in there like that. Then next up we get a turtle, so like a dead turtle, unfortunately. So it's got the little hook piece we can hook on as well as the little thing there. So maybe we can hook this on and then kind of peg it in there to help hold it on there. So there's the turtle hanging off the back. And then finally we get this bundle of leaves. Not exactly sure what it is, but we just get a bundle of leaves or feathers, I guess it could be, and stick it on this one here. That'll hang off the belt just like that. So very nice to have those just hanging off the back of his belt there, again, just like that old toy had. Then to his other accessories, more weapon-wise, we get a bear trap, or a turtle trap as it's labeled. Nice design for this nice plastic dude. Doesn't feel like it's going to break like we've had with like the NECA bear traps and stuff. But obviously you just sit this on the ground, then someone walks along, steps on this piece, and then it clumps down on him. So we get that. Now we don't have anywhere to really stick these. You can probably just, stick the end piece there in his hand or something. But otherwise, I don't know how else he'd carry it. Just like a fun extra accessory you can set around him. We do get his shotgun, so pretty classic for this as well. Nice design overall. Of course, big bulky shotgun, cartoony design, but looks really good. Love like the ornamentation there around that. So that looks good. Now we do have a slot on his back that if you don't want to put in his hand, we can just stick this down in the back here and it'll hold it. Now, of course, I may be having issues, or maybe that doesn't fit in there, but I can't get it in because of this pump there. So maybe not do that. So I'll have to switch one of his hands out at least, and we'll give him this gun. So there he's got the shotgun. Obviously I didn't put it in his other hand, but you could get his hand around it like that. So he's got the shotgun there, which is pretty fun. He also comes with a fishing pole, which is cool. So maybe that fits in the back slot. I'm not really sure. I don't feel that'd fit in there pretty well. Yeah, especially with that back piece, but not exactly sure what goes in. But with the fishing pole, we'll go ahead and put it into this other hand. So there Leatherhead now has his shotgun and fishing pole ready to go out hunting for the turtles. Of course, that leads us to our weapons rack, which again, not much of a weapons rack for this. Actually, the weapons rack is just the fishing pole, so we get the bottom piece and then the top piece, and then our shotgun and bear trap there. So cool to get that. Then, of course, we do have the old Playmates toys, so here's that one. So again, just have the shotgun there in his hand. So as I said, he stands at a really weird angle with this old one, but you can see those little things there around his belt. So the turtle, the lobster, and the leaves and stuff. So everything carries over. So nice translation, even the little knife there on his arm. So really nice translation design from that old toy design. And then of course height here is the Donatello, so Leatherhead once again is bigger than the turtles, so that's nice overall. So really like this design. Like I said, the face is probably the worst part about it, but love everything else about it, just with its overall body design, the way it works out, especially compared to that old Playmates, the way this action one can like stand up and everything. Love the weapons and all that stuff. So just so much good things about this I like, except for the face, but that doesn't detract enough for how much I like the rest of it. Well, that's going to be it for our Super 7 TMNT Ultimates bad guy characters we threw together here of Baxter, Stockman, Slash, and Leatherhead. Now, I really like all three of these. I was really happy with them. Like I said, with Baxter, the only thing I wish is that he had like the ankle rockers or whatever to be able to give him a stamp, because his one foot's kind of up off the ground there a little. But otherwise, liked all three of these a lot. They had a lot of stuff I liked about them with weapons and stuff they came with. So just really nice design to translate, especially those old toys, and to more modern action figure designs. Like I say every time though, it just stinks that they're Super 7s and have the less articulation stuff, or at least worse articulation from what we're normally used to with more action figures nowadays. So hopefully that'll improve. But for these figures, you know, especially compared to the old Playmates, they have a lot more articulation. So overall, I was really happy with all three of these figures and their designs. So let me know what you thought of them down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.